This interview is brought to you by the Mahwah Sports Talk Club. Welcome, Thunderbirds, to the first ever Mahwah Sports Talk Club student-athlete interview. Today, we're joined by the Mahwah football team. Specifically, we are joined by wide receiver Joey DeMarco, North Jersey Athlete of the Week, Preston Duffy, running back of the Mahwah Thunderbirds, Braiden Matteisch, offensive and defensive lineman, and Johns Hopkins University commit and Sports Talk Spotlight Player of the Week for your Mahwah Thunderbirds versus Dumont Huskies, David Kobobel. Welcome, everybody, to the interview. We have some group questions, but how's everybody doing today?
Doing good, Nick. Thanks for having me on the show.
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having us.
Doing great. Pleasure to be here.
Doing great. Thank you for having me. And we are also joined by our interviewer, Chase Moskowitz. Chase, how we doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Very exciting to be here, especially with the 5-2 rolling Mahwah Thunderbirds. And let's get right into this. All right, guys. So right now, the Mahwah Thunderbirds, they're absolutely rolling right now as we guys are entering the playoffs. You guys have the first 3-0 start to a Mahwah Thunderbirds football season since 2020. What was the biggest impact to the 3-0 start that the team had?
I'd say the countless weight room hours we spent, just continually grinding, always getting better, just making sure everyone shows up for our team.
Yeah, I think it was definitely just the dedication everybody had over the off season, coming in before school, hitting the weights, not giving up.
I think it was a combination of both dedication and experience. We got a lot of guys returning, pretty much almost starters, pretty much on both sides of the ball since sophomore year playing together, and then obviously over the offseason working really hard and just building camaraderie and just changing the culture of the program to have such a great start.
I think it also we can also count it to how early we started. We started 4 weeks earlier this year, and I really think that helped us come together as a team a lot earlier than it normally does.
Thank you guys so much. So for our next question that we have for you guys, the Dumont Huskies, before their 2-game win streak, they were 2-3, but they've recently been led by a sophomore quarterback in Michael Gill. He has played his first 2 games and has won both of them against Parsippany 28-7 and Ridgefield Park 29-28. He's got 447 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and a 57% passing completion rate. So, Braiden, I'd like to ask you, how does the Mahwah defense plan on containing the immediate young star quarterback in Michael Gill?
I think it's just important we keep the pressure on him. We get in his face early, get him a little rattled out there, and we trust our guys back there in the secondary to get the job done, keep the receivers on lockdown. But it's our main game plan is to get in his face a lot Friday night.
Thank you so much, Braiden. And David, how does the offense plan on playing well against this Dumont team?
I think we're just going to do what we've been doing all season. Nothing really changes against these guys. They kind of have a little bit of a different defensive front, but I think we're just going to attack it all season, with our RPO game, our drop back, and then also just trusting our running backs and our athletes to just go make plays and move the ball and, put up points.
Thank you, David.
All right, so what is the mindset the team has entering the playoffs? We're 5-2 right now and looking for another win.
Our first goal is to get to 6-2, have a home state playoff game. That's really what we've been working for. And then, just one game at a time, just win and, continue to keep grinding.
I think Joey said it best. I think we should just try and keep doing what we're doing because it's working. We have high expectations for where we want to go, and the only way to get there is to keep grinding every single week, every day, and yeah.
We're going to be moving into our individual questions now. We are going to be asking each of the players a specific question based off of what is happening recently in their careers. So let's start it off here with number 3, the quarterback, David Kobobel. All right, David, so first of all, we'd like to say congratulations on committing to Johns Hopkins University. We have a question. So what was the process like on committing to Johns Hopkins University?
I think my process was kind of different than what a lot of guys go through just because I missed a lot of my junior season, and generally that's a very big year for recruitment. But I think definitely just keeping my grades up, and that was a big part of my process and staying in touch with coaches, keeping positive, I sent them a lot of workouts and stuff so they could see me throw live. I met them at camps and stuff, and I think I just built a really great relationship with that program and that whole staff that I think they were comfortable enough to extend an offer for me to play football there, and obviously it just felt like home to me, and then I really, without hesitation, kind of jumped on that opportunity to play at the next level.
Thank you, David. And do you think your game has impacted you in any way since the commitment?
I don't think really too much. Obviously, I get it's a bit of a spark of confidence now that, knowing that I kind of am a commit, but I don't think really anything's changed. I still kind of play the way how I always play, but maybe playing with a little bit more confidence and just being more comfortable in like my play style. And I think that's pretty much all that's changed, but really like nothing like too big. No.
Thank you so much, David. Now we're going to be moving on to wide receiver Joey DeMarco. Joey, you are the first North Jersey Athlete of the Week from the Mahwah Thunderbirds football team since Sal Cantone on November 12th, 2020. So our question to you is, what is it like winning North Jersey Athlete of the Week?
It's a great accomplishment. Last year I was hurt all season, so off season I just grinded, and it's nice to see the work show. It's a great honor too.
Thank you, Joey. And have you noticed any major changes in your gameplay since you've been awarded this award?
No, just continue to keep running and catching all the passes. Really just try to win for my team and stay humble.
Thank you so much, Joey. We're going to be moving into Braiden Matteisch, our O-line and defensive line, number 77. Braiden, so we have to ask you, before we ask our main question, what's the meaning behind ice cream O-line and salad D-line?
Well, I think salad D-line kind of came from ice cream O-line. It was just one Saturday night. We were out getting some ice cream with all the boys, all the hogs. It was, that's how the name came to fruition.
Thank you, Braiden. And our main question is, what makes the ice cream O-line, salad D-line unique to any other high school O-line and D-line?
I think it's just the bond we have on and off the field. We're constantly hanging out with each other, constantly doing stuff. And we're always pushing each other to get better during practice, in the weight room, and even in school.
Thank you so much, Braiden.
All right, so Preston, I'm going to move on to you. As a star running back for the Thunderbirds, as you're only a junior, what should people expect or be excited about for next season and moving forward?
Honestly, right now, I really haven't really thought too much into next season so far. I mean, I think our main focus right now is to be is this season and this season that's just what we've been doing. So I think for going into next season, I think what people should expect is a lot more work ethic, and which is going to be hard to, I feel grab, but I feel like as a leader in the team next year, I want to be able to get all these boys in the weight room, like these older guys that we have now, and really push them to be their absolute best for next year. So,
all right, guys, so who is the funniest guy in the locker room?
I think the funniest guy in the locker room is probably Gio. I love the spirit he always brings around, and I always find him a really funny guy. He always says a lot of funny things and does a lot of funny things. So
I'm going to probably have to go with Mexican Body. Certain things he does in the locker room I can't really discuss here, but it's just really funny. And it's a great way to have a nice laugh before going out there and having a lock in for practice. Not really games because he's serious on game day, but before practice, it's nice to have a couple laughs before we get out on the field.
Yeah, I think definitely it's between Mexican Body and Ben Kirshner. Always cracking jokes, keeping things light in the locker room, keeping everybody giggling a little bit.
I'd say Raul. I think he's a very funny kid, great personality, and he's always there to cheer people up. That's Raul Bravo.
Thank you, Joey. And thank you, everyone else. We're going to ask a few more questions. So, obviously, when it comes to game day, there's always some pregame rituals everybody likes to do to get ready. So what is a unique pregame ritual that you guys all have that maybe some people know or some people don't know?
After pasta dinner on Thursday, I always have to go to Stop and Shop in Wyckoff and buy Pedialyte. It's just kind of what I do. So continuing that for the rest of the season.
It's a bit of a strange one. Some may consider it a little unsafe, but I'll have a C4 energy drink and 6 Advil before each game.
I'd say mine's is possibly just as strange, but not as dangerous. But I always put on my uniform the night before the game and pray in it. And I also obviously before games I pray a bunch and pray for everyone's safety, and that's just kind of a habit I've developed over the past couple of years as I've kind of deepened my spirituality.
I think my most common game day ritual would probably be going home after school on Friday and going and making 10, 11 pancakes and just chowing down on all of them before the game, before I get back to the school to come play. So,
all right, thank you guys. And Chase is going to be asking the final question of this interview.
All right, guys. So, what was your favorite memory playing Mahwah football? I know 3 of you are seniors. Obviously, Preston, you're a junior, but
I'd have to say the first game of the season versus Kinnelon. We've been working for that win, for almost 110 days in the weight room, just focusing on Kinnelon. So seeing, us win at the end of the game was great feeling. Just accomplishment overall, great accomplishment.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it was the win over Kinnelon. I mean, it was something we've been grinding for all summer, putting our hearts into every rep on bench, squat, anything that it may be. It was just I think all the time and effort that we put into that game made it such a special moment.
I think for me personally, it was our win against Richfield Park. My sophomore year, I remember going there, getting blown out pretty embarrassingly, and I remember Coach Dutch saying, we're going to stand here in this exact spot in 2 years from now. We're just going to laugh at, looking back at how we were sophomore year. And I think then obviously the emotions also last year, having my season ended against Richfield Park and then going there and just blowing them out. It was just very emotional and a great feeling to, almost kind of like get my revenge at the pit. So
I'd also have to say that the Richfield Park game was probably one of my favorite games I've ever played and probably one of my favorite memories I've ever had. My dad is originally from Richfield Park, so a lot of his friends and a lot of people that I've known growing up and a lot of friends of family were there. So I thought it was a really great experience to be able to play, and I also just love playing on grass fields. So
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been David Kobobel, Joey DeMarco, Preston Duffy, and Braiden Matteisch. And we would like to thank you guys from the Sports Talk Club. Tune in this Friday night where we have the Mahwah Thunderbirds versus the Dumont Huskies, which will be broadcasted and live streamed on the Mahwah Sports Talk YouTube. Until then, thank you guys for joining us. This has been Mahwah Sports Talk interview number 1.